who has served as the past president of the Aiken Library. He currently serves on the executive board and the finance committee. Mr. Reynolds is a retired executive with Procter & Gamble, who now resides in Aiken. And I would also like to introduce Mr. Gary Bunker, who is the County Council Chair for Aiken County. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Kitty.
Thank you.
It's great to be with you. I understand you've had a fabulous meeting. I've been very impressed with the energy and the ideas that have been flowing in the room, spilling out in the hallway. And I've noticed our Vice President, Marilyn Palladino, and our Secretary, Kitty Moore, back there scribbling all your ideas down furiously. So watch out. The Friends of the Aiken Library are going to have a busy year next year. The project that I want to share with you today, I want you to know that it can be, the principles that we apply can be scaled up or down depending on what project, whatever project you want to take on. And that's the whole idea, is for you to think about as we go through this, a project that your group might want to take on, whether it's a capital fund raising project, whether it's a book sale, whether it's a membership drive. But I think that you'll find something in here that might be able to help you with whatever that is. And we thought it might be kind of different and maybe neat for us to be able to share with you, not by listening to me talk, but by reading the newspaper coverage and the TV coverage as this project progressed. Because we've got, I think, almost 20 newspaper articles and over 5 TV news clips, and that's not everything that was produced. So we'll be able to kind of walk you through this chronologically and see, so you can see how we did it and how the press or the media reported it. So we'll start out with how this all kind of came about. And in a few minutes, I'm going to ask some people to stand up, the people that made this all happen. But first, I want to just give you a little background, because we did a major change. We started out with the original plan. We were going to fix the steps out front very quickly, get a quick win, and then we were going to finish the major interior renovations. The final plan was 33 months. And that's because COVID came along, and because it gave us an opportunity to step back and say, let's really take this as an opportunity to think our way through this and how we can not only improve the renovation plan, but how we can improve how we're going to the community with it. And so my wife is in the audience, and the reason she's here, my wife Susan, if you stand up, Susan, she thought she was not going to see me for 12 months, but we reunited and renewed our vows after 33 months. I want Gary Bunker to please stand up, Chairman of the County Council. I want Mary Jo to stand up, because she and the ADB trustees were just doing a fabulous job. Jessica, who's over here keeping me out of trouble. I'm going to ask Victoria, who's our president, leaves for Europe tomorrow for 3 weeks, so she couldn't be here. But Marilyn and Kitty Moore from our Friends group, I'd like for you to stand up, please. Not here, Nathan Stewart of Stewart Construction Company. They did all the work from beginning to end. And Barbara Price, who's the local representative from McMillan Pasden Smith, the architecture firm, was with us from beginning to end. And that continuity made a huge difference. We had over 500 financial supporters for the renovation. And believe me, when COVID hit, we thought we were going to have 0, and we ended up with over 500. And finally, the patient users of the library, because we put them through 33 months of hell. They weren't sure, where anything was going to be, whether it was going to be dust-free or wet, or, it was always a surprise when you came to the library. So some real quick background here. We faced a choice of some people wanted to build new. Other people said, no, let's renovate. And then some people said, okay, if we're going to renovate, why don't we find a big box store and we can just, fill in the whole interior. Now, unfortunately, the facility we have here was badly outdated. The last renovation was 30 years ago. And we had an unusual problem. We called them the stairs of death. Now, if you think it looks bad from down here, you ought to see what it looks like if you start tumbling down those stairs. We also had the only elevator the entrance was in the back. It gets dark back there at night. Not a very appealing entrance. The elevator went out of service for, I think, 18 months, Mary Jo, 16 months.
16.
Before that happened, Mary Jo was about 5'9", beautiful head of black hair. And after the elevator episode, she's a mere shell of her former self. So we really needed to do something about that elevator. So we were torn. Do we move? Do we stay? There was a very strong sentimental feeling about staying here because a lot of people in town went to school here and they had very fond memories. We also were fortunate for this to be a very beautiful historic structure right in the middle of Aiken's historic district, and it's centrally located. We're blocks from downtown, and it's easy to get to the south side, east side, west side, or north side. So when it finally came down to what we're going to do, the decision was to renovate the current facility. And that obviously was with the county's blessing and input because they own the building, and they were going to be a major player in the financing. So here was our strategy, and this is the part that I think you can scale up or down and apply to any project. And I learned it a long time ago with Procter & Gamble. We would develop new products and test markets and things like that, and they always had the same characteristics. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end. So in this case, the beginning was we wanted to enlist the critical partners. We knew that the ABBE was in support of it. Mary Jo and the trustees were very, very supportive. We knew we had to get the county to support us because they own the building, and it was rumored they had some money. It was rumored that they might have, $1 million or $1.5 million that might be available. So we had to figure out how we find out if they have any money and if it might be available. So we started to put together a program. The message we thought would be, best message would be, a great community deserves a great library. We have a great community, but we did not have a great library. So our strategy was this: secure widespread community support. This is what we were going to tell the county. We're going to do that in three ways. One, we're going to have a big kickoff. We're going to have a big win with a big dog, Aiken County. And that's when we met Mr. Bunker. Mary Jo and I went to see Mr. Bunker, and we said, look, the library badly needs to be renovated. We're willing to put up $1 for every $2 that the county puts into this project, and let's see where we can go with it. And he said, let me think about it. And let me talk to my cohorts. Let me see if we've got any money. He did say, yeah, we've got a little money from the capital project sales tax that we might be able to put into this. And so this whole thing just began to build. And so the next step was, once the county was on board, was to go out with a drumbeat of constant positive reinforcement in print, TV, social media, news, you name it. And we'll come to that in a minute, but the idea of a drumbeat is ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. You're just constantly reinforcing your message to your audience. And finally, we wanted to have a grand finale thank you to build on the goodwill that we had secured so that it can pay for us in the future. So here we go. We went to the big dog. The big dog said, okay, we're going to partner with you. We had a memo of understanding with them where they would put up $2 for every $1. At the time we started out, the total was going to be $1.5 million. So we were going to put up $500,000 and they were going to put up $1 million. We immediately, once that was cemented, we went to the media. We went to the Aiken Standard, we went to the Augusta TV stations, and we said, we've got big news and we want you to be the first to break it. And break it they did. In the kickoff phase, this was August to December of 2019, big front page article on the Aiken Standard about the library. We're proposing this funding to the county. The county's going to hear it. County was enthusiastic. Another article about us having focus groups and getting feedback from the public. No surprise, the most common complaints from those feedback groups was dangerous front steps and no ADA elevator. The kickoff continued. Front page article. We had to go before the Historic Design Review Board to present all the exterior plans. Let me go back. Here's a new. Can you do it?
I was trying to make it play.
This is a news clip announcing the project.
Before I had to come make it like show up on the TV. Where did it go?
Yeah, you want to get it right here. There you go.
That's part of the secret.
With the Aiken County Public Library about to get a major upgrade. News Channel 6's Devin Johnson just back from the Aiken County Council meeting. And Devin, big changes are underway for that facility in Aiken.
Brad, it's been about 30 years since the Aiken County Public Library had some modifications. Now the goal is to bring the historic building to the 21st century. This historic building is about to turn the page in its chapter book. The organization Friends of Aiken County Library wants to do some major renovations. They're asking for help from Aiken County Council members.
Well, we would like to get agreement from them to participate in the partnership to the fullest extent that they can.
Reynolds tells me they want to modernize the building. The first step, to make the stairs in front of the library more accessible.
Those steps were built in the 1920s when it was a school and children were using those steps. Well, today, most of the people using the library are retired senior citizens, and those steps are very dangerous.
The organization says they will invest $1 million if the county contributes $2 million.
That we're offering $1 for every $2 that the county provides from capital project sales tax money.
Council members did approve $1.5 million to renovate the front stairs and the back entrance.
Libraries have always been about the book, and they're still about the book, but they're now about community spaces.
Now the All-American City will have a new page in its history book.
Even our most ardent supporters admit that it is long overdue for a facelift. We recognize that.
Now Friends of Aiken County Library has to meet with some architects. Then they will meet with the council members again once they get a price to gut the inside of the building. Brad?
All right, Devin, thanks a lot. Stay.
No, that's just one. Here's another one.
Thanks. The Aiken County Library making some changes. We're going to give you an inside look at some very big plans.
The Aiken County Public Library is making some big changes. It's looking at a multi-million-dollar renovation project.
And work is just getting started there. Brady Trappel tells us it's a shift toward a modern future.
This is just a glimpse of what the Aiken County Public Library will look like.
I think that this library is a little dated just because of when it was renovated to be a library.
That happened 30 years ago, and this building is over 100 years old. The first sign of progress is this, a new, safer staircase.
That was one thing people were very concerned about, was the fact that the front stairs are very steep and the building was hard to get into.
But that's just phase one. It'll be done in April. The rest will open the building up for the community.
There are some programs that we've been wanting to do that we couldn't do because we didn't have the space, because the meeting room was always booked.
So there will be 5 new meeting rooms and even a conference room, plus new technology.
Right now, the computers we have downstairs for the kids are just for playing games on, and now they're going to be able to access the internet.
Which library manager Jessica Christian says will open the door for more education. But first, the north wing needs to be renovated. That's what they'll use while the actual library is being transformed. It's being paid for by capital sales tax money and the Friends of the Library.
I feel like if we're not staying abreast of current trends and technology, that we're just not going to be relevant.
They're taking steps towards that. Reporting in Aiken, Brady Trapnell on your side.
The nonprofit group Friends of the Library says the renovation in the main library will start this summer.
And it'll take about a year to finish, but boy, what big improvements they have coming.
Yeah, and so many people will be able to enjoy them once they're done.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it went. Okay,
Over to the green.
yeah, I think I clicked on it.
There we go. Okay. So that's the first 5 months. That was the kickoff. Now we get into the drumbeat. This is constant repetition of, positive news about what's going on. Front page ad, Aiken Standard, groundbreaking kicks off. A lot of distinguished people here digging up the dirt. Second article, library stairs of death are demolished. There was a big cheer around town when that happened. Drumbeat continues. New stairway at Aiken Library nearing completion. And it's finally complete. So we're into this 4 months. Capital campaign just kicked off. We raised $75,000 in 2 months, and we are on the way to the moon. Nothing can stop us now. Except COVID came along. As you know, the stock market crashed. Unemployment was going through the roof. There was an incredible amount of uncertainty, and we felt like we could not continue the capital campaign. It just would not be appropriate. So we put a pause on the capital campaign. The work continued on the library, and so we thought, well, this is only going to last a couple months, but 15 months before we could restart the capital campaign. And here they all are. But it gave us time to think and think about how we would reinvigorate the capital campaign when we got started again. We weren't sure when it would be. We also had time to then begin to think about, is there something smarter we can do in as far as the renovation? And one of the smarter things that we came up with was there was no way that we could feasibly put an elevator here in this building that opened to the front. Too expensive, too disruptive. But we did understand, or finally come to understand, or determined that it was feasible to put the new elevator over in the north wing. Now, if you've never put an new elevator in a 138-year-old building, the architects and the contractors will tell you, you do it very carefully. So a lot of time was spent on developing that plan, including the cost. And the Friends had said, we're willing to commit up to $1 million at the beginning. The county eventually was able to find some additional funds. So the price tag went up to $3 million for everything, including the new elevator. And we were able to put the $1 million in, and the county was able to put their $2 million, and that's how it was happening. Now once we restarted, now think, we're starting from scratch here. All right, where am I supposed to be pointing this thing? Ah, here we go. All right. I gotta go back. We came back out of the blocks with Drumbeat 2, still with the same theme. We went to the Aiken Standard and we had produced a video with the help of an architecture firm. They have technologies, it's called a fly-through, where they can do a virtual simulation of taking you through the building, but they went the extra step. We put color in it, we put a voiceover to it, so we had a 4-minute video clip that we could put on our website and we could show to potential donors. So we went to the Standard, showed them the video, got a nice full page ad out of it, and somewhere down in here it gives our website address and directs people to see the video. And our website nearly blew up for 2 or 3 days. As we reinvigorated the campaign, we had a donors wall. We had various levels of donorship. We had naming opportunities. This room, you've probably seen some of the others. We were able to announce we had the ADA compliant elevator at the front entrance. We finished the conference room, conference room upstairs, seats 14 people, has audio-visual equipment, and we were able to play this video to potential donors. We invite them in, small groups or 1 or 2 at a time. And this is the video.
For more than 100 years, this historic landmark has helped educate generations of Aikenites. The Aiken Institute served as a high school as well as an elementary school. In 1990, the building on the right underwent renovation to become the Aiken County Public Library. But that was a generation ago. In order to attract new businesses and families, as well as educating each new generation, vibrant communities know that a modern library is a necessity, not a luxury. So in 2019, the Friends of the Aiken Library partnered with Aiken County government to fund the first major improvement in more than 30 years. This multi-million-dollar renovation combined community input with the latest trends in library design. The result, a facility that can educate future generations in fun and exciting ways. The Friends welcome you to this virtual tour of Aiken's renovated library. As you can see, the renovated first floor provides a warm, welcoming, open floor plan that makes more efficient use of space, as well as reflecting the latest in library space utilization trends. Since about half of books checked out are for the 18-year-old and younger group, the renovated space better reflects their needs, including a young adult's room. A unique feature of our renovated library will be a grandparents' gallery, where grandparents can purchase a plaque with a picture of their grandchildren to remind them each time they visit the library of the strong emotional bond between grandparents and their grandchildren. This part of the children's area is divided into a quieter reading area, as well as a more active programming room with a Lego lab and a large screen TV. Like all rooms in the library, this meeting room is available for use at no charge and can seat up to 70 people. As you can see, the second floor has been dramatically transformed. The imposing service desk and tall reference bookshelves have been removed. In their place is this modern help desk, plus this beautiful 14-person conference room
with video conferencing capabilities at no charge. And who wouldn't want to spend the day in this well-lit, spacious new reading area, complete with new comfortable furniture? Aiken's 21st Century Library will support our growing technology needs by offering 5 times more seating areas with personal device connections, 30% more computer workstations for schoolwork and research, and for the first time ever, for educational use, not just 1, but 6 large screen TVs. And to meet the demand for more tutoring and personal study, the number of study rooms will be increased by 66%. This once-in-a-generation opportunity offers permanent recognition for those investing in Aiken's future. Choices include engraved pavers at the new steps, grandparents' plaques, or your name on a part of the library. For details, visit our website, aikenlibraryfriends.org. So that video would enable us to, we were able to put it on YouTube, and people could see it on YouTube. We were able to take it to different groups for small presentations, or to the Rotary Club, things of that nature. And that was very helpful in getting the message out, painting the picture, if you will, the final picture. And it had a strong, as you would expect, a strong ask at the end. Not only did we have the opportunities, the naming opportunities, but you saw in the film the grandparents' plaques. Those were available for $1,000 a piece, and we had some people that were very frequent users of the library, grandparents that just couldn't afford that. And we found a way to get plaques for them, and their plaques are on the wall, them and their grandchildren. The next one was the bricks. And you probably, when you came in, you saw the bricks in the front. And we're going to show, not only did we sell bricks, but we had a commercial that sold bricks for us. There you go. Bingo.
I'm going to wait to be remembered for years to come at a historic building. Well, you can do that. You can have a brick inscribed in the Aiken County Public Library that's been standing for 100 years. They will be placed at the base of the library steps, and all the funds go toward the library renovations. Organizers say this is a way for the whole community to be a part of this project.
We feel like the personalization of all the bricks and all the messages are sort of uplifting and unifying. And for that reason, I think this is going to speak volumes for a long, long time about how Aiken feels about their library.
So if you're interested in a little piece of history, you have until July 31st to place your order. They're $100 a brick, and we'll have more info on our website.
Really cool idea.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, we call this the gift that keeps on giving because we continue to sell bricks. You saw a sign where you can buy them. It's on the TV monitors here in the library. It's on our website. And we continue to sell bricks. And by the way, we make $80 on every brick that we sell. Sell them for $100, that costs us $20, and I think we'll eventually fill out that whole area out there. Now, as Drumbeat 2 continued, we finished the second floor, and we continued to get favorable press about what the new renovation looks like. And finally, 2 years in the making, we had the ribbon cutting. That's 4 smiling people up there, and believe me, we were very relieved that this was over with. And here's a commercial, not a commercial, here's a TV clip of just how a library user reacted to
The Aiken County Library back in full force after a 2-year renovation project. The historic building used to be an old schoolhouse. Our Will Volk gives us a look inside the new improvements and shows us why the local community is so excited about it.
It's a new dawn. A new beginning for Aiken County's library. This old school from the 1800s has a new look.
Oh, wow!
Carol Bond didn't want to miss this. She brought her daughter,
Minecraft.
who got out of homeschool early.
You know, my grandmother went to this school when it was school a long time ago and graduated from here, and it's just exciting that this building is being reused. It's not being thrown away.
Aiken deserves a better library than we had, and we have it now.
Bill Reynolds calls it the most exciting project he's ever been involved with. He worked with the county government and community to make this happen.
As a result of that, we've been able to put together a $3 million modern library now for Aiken.
Oh my gosh, this is so nice.
Bond is blown away. They've even got a Lego table.
You're going to be wanting to come to the library even more now, aren't you? Yeah.
After seeing it, she thinks this is so much nicer than what used to be here.
We come pretty often, but I think we'll be coming more.
And her daughter agrees as this old building gets new life. In Aiken, Will Volk on your side.
Awesome stuff there. If you want to check out the library, they are still open, well, a few more minutes tonight. You'll be able to get there tomorrow. They are closed on Sundays, and they'll be closed on Monday for the holiday, but they are back open for normal hours after that.
So it's all wound up, but we have to have a grand finale, and we have to have a big thank you. We sent out an invitation to the donors, and we had quite a party here. We had open bars, fully stocked. We had music, we had hors d'oeuvres, and all of our donors came and had a wonderful time. They left with a set of wine glasses with the Friends logo on them. And we even had our own Thank You Aiken full page ad, just thanking the neighborhood or the community for the support that we received. Listed all of the significant donors. And I guess the cream on the cake, if you will, or the frosting on the cake, an editorial in the Aiken Standard talked about the teamwork that helped make the library renovation a success. And I thought that was quite a testimonial. But the thing that really, that really humbled me was they selected me as the 2021 Person of the Year because of the work that I had contributed to the library renovation, and that was and there's Gary Bunker saying some things about me that aren't true, but anyhow. So let's talk about the results. Just to wrap this up. How do you measure community support? Well, the media support is one thing. I mean, if you don't have anything in the media, then it's harder to get community support. As I said, we had probably 20 articles that we know of and at least 6 TV news reports. Here's a telling fact. The Friends membership dollars more than doubled from before the library was renovated. Our membership dollars were $9,600 a year. And in 2022, the first full year with the renovation, we had almost $22,000, and that level continues. So we know we picked up community support as evidenced in our membership dollars. The renovation was scheduled, finished on schedule and a little bit below budget, which was certainly good under the circumstances. As far as the capital campaign, here again, this is another measurement. We restarted the capital campaign, and we were still able to exceed the goal of 29%. Our goal was 500,000, and we ended up with 644. We had about 500 contributors from all segments of the community because we had tried to have a wide variety of entry points, if you will, where people could buy in at the brick for $100, or they could buy a grandparents plaque, or they could make a $1 donation. It didn't make any difference. All 21 of the naming opportunities were committed, and we have sold over 400 bricks, and the number continues to go up. So the drumbeat continues. As you saw, front page article, or front page cover article, 4-page article in this recent magazine. And the county and the Friends are partnering again to renovate the 6 restrooms here that we didn't have money to do the first time. So we're looking down the road, and we want this to be one of the finest libraries in South Carolina, and right in the middle of the historic district in downtown Aiken. So with that, I'll be glad to answer any questions. This is basically what we set out to do. If we hadn't had this, the project never would have gotten off the ground. Chairman Bunker and the county council were with us every step of the way. We had a architecture firm that has a division that specializes in libraries. They had a local representative. We got extra special treatment from them. They came up with this idea of the fly-through. They donated that to us as in order to become on the donor board, and it was probably worth $20,000 if we'd gone out and had it done. As I say, you can scale this up or down depending on what your project is, but it worked for us. And the other thing I would say, if you can do it, if you can have one person kind of as the quarterback, think of this as project management. But we had a lot of moving parts. We had the architects, we had the contractors, we had the capital campaign, and I kind of had my finger in all of that. So I was able to kind of, keep things, the balls kind of juggling and coming down at the right time. But if you can find one person that can oversee your project, whatever it is, I think you'll end up with a better result than if you try to work, with committees and kind of in a silo. So thank you for your attention, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Yes, sir.
A couple of things that I didn't hear you talk about that might be typical for this kind of campaign. One would be a feasibility study, determine how much money you're likely to get from the community. And the other would be a needs survey to determine what the library actually needs or could be. A little more detail into those aspects.
Sure, and I'm going to ask Mary Jo to chime in on this. The needs study was done before I got involved. They had commissioned McMillan.
Yes, we did a master plan for the building about a year before, and
internally or for the outside firm?
McMillan Patterson Smith conducted that master plan. So when Bill came in as president, that was the document that we shared with him, and Jessica's got it.
We did put up boards that McMillan Patterson Smith made with suggestions as to what you could do like with the library, and it was pictures from various libraries of things they had renovated and built. But we asked patrons to come in and put sticky notes on those boards and tell us what they would like in the library and what they thought of the ideas they saw. And that we also did the Survey Monkey poll online and asked people what they would like to see in the library and how they use the library and what they would like. And that's how we got the feedback about the elevator and the steps.
Yeah, think of it this way. We were fortunate in that the architecture firm has a division that specializes in libraries. So they could say, this is the best thinking, best practices that we know of. Then we brought it down to the local level and we did, focus groups. We did a Survey Monkey to find out what the local residents felt was needed. We then incorporated that, we updated that feasibility study, met with the architect, got a cost estimate, and that's the basis on which we went to the county the first time, and were able to get their support.
Who paid for the initial feasibility study?
Friends of the library did.
How much was it?
It was about, that was in 2019, 2018, and it was about $15,000. So you have to have a little, takes money to make money. So.
And I forget, your other question had to do with the...
Well, typically you're going to do a capital campaign, you hire somebody to tell you how much you're likely to get from the community, but apparently you didn't need to do that.
We knew we could do it. I'm not saying that facetiously. We had the benefit of an endowment to fall back on. We had $1 million endowment that we certainly didn't want to touch, but that was good faith money that we put up to the county that said, we're good for this. If you sign on, we're good for it. But there wasn't any doubt in my mind that we, knowing what we knew, we could, and knowing this community, we could raise the money. Now, we raised 644 of the million, but when all is said and done, it will have cost the Friends about $200,000 instead of the million from additional funding we're going to get over the next couple of years. So there never was a doubt in my mind that we could raise the money. I mean, we had it as a cushion if we need to, but we didn't want to spend that $1 million on it. We wanted to save that for a rainy day in the future. I don't know if that was a helpful answer, but
Pretty much so.
okay. Yes, sir.
Could you say what the average cost would be of the rooms that are endowed? Was that, what kind of bucks would they put your name on one of the rooms?
The elevator was $75,000. This room would be about $25,000. The rooms themselves are all about $25,000. The study rooms were $5,000. The steps were $50,000. So, anywhere from $5,000 to $75,000.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You've piqued our interest, for sure. And the magic genie that you can get out of the bottle would be nice to share with everybody. We now have a special award to present. And I want to just congratulate you all on this project that you have so fantastically put together, and it does take the community to have support. He was a key contributor to the success of the library renovation, and by all measures this project was extremely successful and will be the model for future jointly funded endeavors between Aiken County and other Friends organizations, states Aiken County Council Chair Mr. Gary Bunker. His energy, compassion, and integrity are present in everything he does. He cares deeply about the people who work with him. In my 27-year career, I've not worked with a library friend more deserving of this award, says Mary Jo Dawson. It is now my pleasure to present the Friends of South Carolina Library's Outstanding Individual Award to Mr. Bill.
Oh, well, let's open this up.
Open it.
Yes, yes. Is it the $1 million?
No.
Oh.
It's made out to Bill Hamilton.
I'm gonna send it back. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much. I will have fond memories every time I look at this. This has been a fun day for me. Believe me, it really is. And I can't believe there's two people in the back room. Loretta Beckner was the treasurer through all this. You rascal, you snuck in here. She knows where every penny that was spent, she knew where it went. Oh, this has been one of those special days in my life.
Wow, well, thank you. We feel honored.
Well, I'm the one that's honored.
it just takes a good manager and a good team to make things successful.
Well, and
And
the
you
community
have done
was
that.
there.
But you have to have a leader.
Well,
Okay.
and
You
a
have to
product.
have a leader and a community to make it
Thank you.
work. So thank you so much. It's so exciting. And will you share that